So this is my 1894 Winchester 30-30. It's a gun I've had for a long time. Actually, almost all my guns I've had for a very long time. It has enough power and enough fairly quick rapid fire and still giving me accuracy so that at point blank range in a defensive situation, it's more than adequate for what I'm going to be using it for. The reason I'm taking it with me is because even though we know there's a lot of bears in the area around here, and there's always a lot of bears here, they're usually spread out pretty far. But now, because of the bait site, we've focused them in a specific area, and it's an area that we have put food. So that changes their behavior. It changes everything in a big way. So, you know, you're more than likely going to meet up with a bear, or it's certainly possible. And I try to set my baits at exactly the same time each day. I go in there at about 12 till 1 o'clock because the bears pattern us in a very similar way to the way we pattern them using our trail cameras. I've seen bears coming in on trail camera pictures half an hour after I've left after the bait. So, you know, they're in the area, they're close by that bait, and they know they'll hear you when you come in there and put the bait out, and they're going to come in fairly shortly afterwards. So it's just safer to not have to deal with a bear at a bait site, because their behavior, of course, when they've got food there is going to be quite different than their behavior if they were just out in the bush and you happen to bump into one somewhere. A good portion of this video will be narrated, partly because at the bait site I wanted to keep the disturbance down as much as possible. There's also quite a few still pictures in here that came from the trail cameras, and I want you to pay special attention to different things on that camera, on those pictures, because they tell you a lot, and the whole point of having them there is to learn as much as you can about what the bears are doing. They'll tell you the different size of the bears that are coming in, and you can compare them to the size of the barrel. It's a standard 45-gallon barrel, or 55 in America, and if the bear can fit in the barrel or very nearly, then it's a pretty small bear. Obviously, some of the bears are as big as the barrel, and that's self-explanatory. Also, you can see the bears interact around the barrel and get a better idea of which are the males, which might be females. There are no cubs in this, and generally speaking in this area, I almost never get anything but males. So, a little bit unusual, but that's the way it's been every time I've hunted this for several years now. So enjoy these still pictures, and also enjoy the time index on the bottom of the pictures, because that's also very important when the bears are coming in, so that you'll know how to set up your hunt. Enjoy. Another thing that I could mention is some of the other wildlife that comes around to these sites. We're feeding chipmunks and squirrels, and certainly you'll notice the ravens in here. And for those of you who aren't familiar with ravens, they are like, think of them as crows on steroids. They're huge, and they're quite strong, and they're very smart, and they're always around the bait sites. There are a couple of other animals that you might see in here, or portions of them, and so keep an eye open for that, and see if you can tell what it is. And this is probably the 8th year that I've hunted this site, and it never ceases to amaze me, the wildlife in here. I have had lynx, marten, you name it, and it comes into these sites here. It's amazing, and I got probably 200 pictures in the last 72 hours. Some of them are quite redundant, you know, very, very similar poses. So I just delete those and keep the ones that are the most interesting and the clearest shots with the best focus and so on. But still, you know, I probably have half of those pictures, maybe 75 to 100 pictures that turned out really well. So this is only a few of them. I didn't want to put them all in here because I didn't want this thing to go on for, you know, half an hour or 45 minutes. But there's an awful lot of bears in this country, and some of them are a heck of a size, and there's some real granddaddies going on here. So pick out the one that you want, and or the one that you'd like, and see how you'd set your hunt up. Okay, here we go. Well, something's been rooting around in here. So this is it, folks. This is the shot. Sitting in the stand. Now I'm only up, well, my feet are not even head high. But if I go up any higher, I can put a couple more extensions on the ladder, but I'll be up into the tree branches. So this is it. My butt's only 5.5 feet off the ground. But that's the shot right there. All right, let's get her filled up and get out of here. Okay, I moved the camera from this tree, which is only about 12 feet from the barrel. I've moved it back over to there. So that's probably a little over 20 feet. Give me just a little different perspective on things. And then back in the distance is my stand, my little ladder stand. So we're all set. These are the ones that I haven't used that are ready, and I flip them upside down so I know which ones have got pictures on them. Okay, I'm ranging this. And I'm standing right here at the base of the stand. I'm actually touching the stand. The camera's here on the stand, right here. And I'm ranging it to the barrel, not to the bucket, but to the actual barrel itself. And I'm at 13 yards. So that would be an awesome bow shot, which was what I was planning when I set this up. But the things being what they are in life, I didn't get a chance to shoot my bow at all. I haven't shot it for 2 months or more. So I'm not wanting to come out here tomorrow
without having some chance to get back in action again. It's not fair to the animal. Nothing worse than wounding an animal, both from the fact that it's a misery for the animal, but it's also it's pretty dangerous to have a wounded bear around too. So I think I'm probably going to bring a gun for the hunt, but we'll see. If I get a chance to do some shooting this afternoon, or if I hunt tomorrow, if I hunt the next day, I might bring the bow. I'll have a chance to shoot it a bit. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. The camera's on this tree over here now. The stand is 13 yards away from the barrel, and I'm good to go.